Good afternoon. My name is Salihah Evans, and I am a sophomore English major, sociology minor from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. One of the main components of a matriculation at Spelman College is serving the community. This illustrious institution bears the infamous slogan, "A choice to change the world." The mission of Spelman is not to merely educate African American women, but to produce Black women that will serve as powerful ambassadors of change in their communities. I instantly fell in love with this aspect of Spelman. I was enamored to find a school that would not simply educate me, but teach me how to use my education in a way that will help others. I soon realized that Spelman attempted to accomplish this goal through emphasizing community service. I noticed the countless community service organizations, opportunities, and of course the hour requirement. Initially, I was immensely inspired to be in an environment where serving the community was so prevalent. However, after a few hours of tirelessly sorting and packing books in a warehouse, I began to discover the problem with mandated community service. Throughout high school, I was very engaged in my community. I served my community constantly, not because I had to meet a requirement, but because many of my interests and passions led me to advocate within the community regarding a number of social issues. I did not label it as community service, though it would qualify as such. Once I began doing service for a requirement, however, I noticed the nature of my service subtly change. My first day at Books for Africa, the volunteers explained that their goal was to end the book famine in Africa. But I began to wonder, how could one small nonprofit organization possibly tackle a book famine on an entire continent? Where in Africa exactly were they targeting their efforts? They never even bothered to mention. How could I truly be serving the community if I wasn't engaged or even fully educated about the issue? Though I recognize the importance of books within education, I questioned whether simply sending thousands of books was doing anything to address the pertinent, systematic issues that initially led to the book famine in the first place. Was it addressing literacy deficiency or tackling the numerous problems embedded in the foundation of the education system? Or was it simply putting a Band-Aid on a gushing wound? Unfortunately, the commonly accepted form of community service is simply donating your physical labor to ameliorate effects of a problem without addressing the structural issues. Why encourage youth to clean up natural habitats without addressing how we allow major corporations to pollute them? As it is often practiced, mandated community service is not about challenging the conditions of society or advocating for deeper change. Ultimately, it's not about making our choice to change the world. I admire Spelman's mission, but wonder whether its method to achieve this goal falls short. I would like to challenge our community to examine the way we regard and define community service. As a journalist, I would like to tackle issues like this. I would like to address overlooked social problems in our society to ignite civic engagement in our community. Ultimately, I would like to use my skills in English to redefine community service and ultimately make my choice to change the world.